Good morning, dieharders. Who's ready to live free or die hard? This is episode 48 of the S&W experience with the Shogun and Syxx. And here we go.
Higher existence of humanity. Not just a planet or a couple of planets. This is like multiversal stuff now.
Yeah.
We're talking about fourth dimensional power.
We were supposed to... I think that the Eternals was supposed to be like our intro into that. But it didn't quite work so well because the Eternals weren't connected to anything that came before.
Yeah.
Or really anything. There were these like tenuous connections, like Kumail Nanjiani's character being like, "Hey, when I was a kid, Thor would like follow me around."
Also, and the whole guilty mention Odin thing. I got this recipe from Odin. You know, all that.
Like, dude, when were you on Asgard? If y'all have been on Earth for thousands of years, when were you on Asgard?
Here's the thing, right? I will say this: the Eternals, even before we knew that they were alive before, they were already much older than any of the Asgardians that we currently know, right? Because again, the average Asgardian lifespan is like 5,000. No, it's 1,500 years, give or take. The royalty lives for 5,000 years plus, right? Then you have Odin, who's lived for supposed 500,000 years, as stated by Thor in Ragnarok when he's speaking to Surtur. You know. But my thing is, obviously the Eternals are much older. Now I think the Eternals had crossed paths during Hela and Odin's, not pillaging, conquest. Their conquest of the Nine Realms. I think that's when they would have met in reality. You know? Because again,
because they were going across the Nine Realms and conquering everything. Yeah. It makes sense like they would have come across Earth at some point. Although, wait, you think the Eternals would have intervened? I mean, they would. It's obvious they came to Earth at some point, but you think the Eternals intervened?
Well, here's the thing. I think Odin's always been soft for Earth. He did defend it against the Frost Giants. He did. Don't forget, you know. Oh, technically, it was Bor, then it was Odin. But both of them defended Earth against Frost Giants. Both of them. Now, we have to realize that Odin must have some sort of attachment to Earth, right? In which he wouldn't consider it a place to sort of conquest. I guess. See, what I think him and Hela did was rid some planets of evil individuals, and then left the planets empty for a new populace. And in that, that planet became a colony of Odin's realms. And in total, they did that 9 times, right? Yeah. Including Earth. You know, they beat the Frost Giants, and in return, they not really took over Earth, but they considered Earth a realm of theirs under their protection. So I think that is how it came to be that Asgard, or rather Odin, the All-Father, rules the 9 realms. He rules them in terms of protection. But I think Hela and her ambitions grew too far, in which she wanted to rule from a proper sense, not a sense of benevolence, from an actual sense of being an unobstructed ruler who is actually like a person in charge, in a sense. Yeah. And I think that kind of
drove a wedge between them.
Odin's ideas of what ruling meant. Because again, Odin comes from a long line of protectors. All protected Earth. Odin protected Earth. And I think part of that was Hela saying, no, let's not protect them. Let's rule them for real, not just in name. And then, of course, she was imprisoned. But obviously, Odin is himself a war criminal. Because while he did, I guess, rid these planets of their evil beings, he still killed people in that foray. And that's how, he came to be the most feared person in the universe.
I remember after Ragnarok came out, there was this thing about when Hela went into the trophy room and they were remarking all the things, she like shoved the gauntlet. She was like, fake. And I was like, and even ourselves, we were debating like, wait, why would Odin have a fake gauntlet? Like, where would he even get one? Like, and then when the theory came up, like, wait, what if Odin was the first guy to try and like assemble the stones? And what if the design for the reason the elf already had a design for the gauntlet was because Odin asked him to make it first? Yeah.
Exactly. Because again, the mold was still there. Thanos arrived with the mold there. And Asgard did own and dictate the storing of the reality stone, which is the ether, and the space stone, which is on Earth. He already had 2 stones, and dude, no one just has 2 stones, just like no one has $1 million. You need to either steal $1 million to have $1 million, or find it somehow. So, in the same breath, you don't just own 2 Infinity Stones. You get them, and how did Odin get them? Through war.
Yeah. So
the fact that one, I guess, not country, nation, whatever, planet, dimension, whatever. The fact that one kingdom had possession of 2 Infinity Stones and decided to store them on Earth. Earth is like a little back pocket, It's like Odin's fault, to be honest. He's done some shit there, influenced some religion there. And he's like, it's my little black pocket. It's like it's like the person's mattress under the bed where they put money.
It's also where he sent Thor. Keep in mind, he could have sent Thor anywhere, and he sent him to Earth.
Yeah, exactly. There's 9 realms, 9 planets, 9 dimensions. So it's like, there's definitely an intrinsic connection to Earth, and part of that is just Odin and them assigning themselves as these powerful creatures. Because again, who made you king? I did. They made themselves. Because again, you look at the Norse. The Norse, their entire religion and I guess the etymology of their belief systems were directly influenced by Odin's visits to Earth back then. Back in the AD period, the period of ancient Mesopotamia, and the period of the arrival of the Eternals. That religion was influenced by Odin and Bor and Thor and Loki and whatnot. It was influenced by them. So it's like they've always been privy to Earth in a sense. They've always. And I think with the Eternals, they would have arrived at a time where the frost giants were also on Earth, or they were about to be, in terms of trying to take over the planet. I definitely think there was like a little bit of the timelines sort of led in that sense from the arrival of the Eternals compared to the arrival of the frost giants and Bor arriving to save the Scandinavians and the Vikings, to fight alongside them, beating these frost giants. Pretty similarly, I would say, to the way that the Justice League movie approached the Darkseid invasion, back when you were still, Yuxas and whatnot.
I have so many complaints with that flashback, man. Primarily around the Green Lantern. That Green Lanterns are mega powerful individuals. A proper Green Lantern could end this fight right there, but he got
cut down a tree like a bitch.
Like a bitch. You went out like a bitch. Shot one flimsy ass laser and that's it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Dude. You have the tools to end this, man. Just make a giant hand and squash everybody. That's it.
And again, it all comes down to the fact that there are certain characters that Snyder does not get. And that's fine. You know, it's perfectly fine. Because, yes, he doesn't get it. I know Snyder fans get so hurt when you say that, when you say that Snyder doesn't understand Batman. Or he doesn't understand Superman. And it's like, yeah, okay, you don't need to cry about it. The truth can exist independently of your feelings. And unfortunately, Snyder does not get Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
He just doesn't.
But I don't see this thing about like, oh, Snyder doesn't get Superman. Like, he totally does, man. He's actually a huge fan of Superman and Batman. More Batman than Superman, obviously. I mean, have you seen BVS? But shit.
Exactly. But yeah, there's just certain things that you have to concede that, okay, this guy, he doesn't know it. He doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not his expertise. Like, he didn't even try, and that's fine. He doesn't need to try. He needs to do what he feels is best.
Yeah.
And if part of that was that, then hey, fuck it.
There's another complaint I have with that flashback in Zack Snyder's Justice League is, where are the old gods now? Like, just because in that flashback, Zeus, Zeus, Ares, fucking all them shits came down and they fought off Darkseid. Like,
you forget. You know who else was there? Main antagonist of Wonder Woman. He was there.
Yeah.
Basically, they had a body double, obviously, because the real actor is not buff.
Yeah.
They had a body double, and they CGI'd his face over the body double. But it was janky because he still had like a weird 1912 mustache, which is, I don't get why he had that in like the
back
3rd century.
Like, dude.
Yeah, that's weird. Because I would have thought it was like disguised for the time period. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why he had that mustache in the flashback, but cool.
Even in Wonder Woman, it was kind of janky. You remember when, like, he transformed and then he like peeled open the helmets? You could see like his face was pasted in.
I thought it would just be like a
dude.
Yeah, I thought it would just be like a face, just a face, a menacing face. But the actor is like a proper British man, so it's like, what the fuck? I didn't get that.
His face was so badly pasted into that shot, man. Just. That Patty Jenkins didn't want to make that 3rd act. She said that the studio said there has to be this huge climactic battle between Wonder Woman and, Ares. That was like one of the demands, and she didn't want to do that. You can kind of tell when the director's heart just isn't in the scene.
Yeah. Oh well, studio mandates. What can you do?
Yeah.
You don't want to end up like Peyton Reed. You don't.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, pal. We're not interested. We're not in the business of making your kind of movies. We make our kind of movies. So.
I mean, funny enough, the funniest bit, right, is that leave Peyton Reed aside. You forget that, well, not that you forget, but we also had Edgar Wright go bye-bye.
Yep. Edgar Wright. Edgar freaking Wright. Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim. Just.
Yeah. I mean, I watched that little, because again, he'd filmed like a very, 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 very brief, I guess like a visualization, like a previs for Ant-Man. It was a scene where he actually snuck into Pym Industries as Ant-Man. It was a pretty good scene. No comedy, full action. It's not like spy espionage. It was good. It was a good scene. But I don't think Marvel wanted that as the entire tonality of the entire film. And that's why they didn't give him that chance to see his vision through. But now it's ironic because now they do say, hey, director, here's $20 million. See your vision through. Yeah, he kind of got a bum rap, I won't lie. He got a bum rap.
Yeah.
Because now they do that.
It was just the timing of it all, really.
Yeah.
Because I remember Patty Jenkins was supposed to do the second Thor movie before they gave it a boot. Like, the dreaded creative differences.
Hey, but I don't think she would have been good.
Hey.
Kind of. I mean, what we got with Dark World was mild. Wasn't bad. Wasn't amazing. It was mild. It was like Incredible Hulk. But yeah, Paddy, I don't think would have done a better job.
I actually like the Incredible Hulk, man. That was just yeah.
Like for me, after seeing WW84, Jesus Christ,
there's so many things with that. The dude, Diana basically just using a dude as a fucking living sex toy.
Just rape and weirdness and again, just timeline inconsistencies. Because the way she acted about Steve in jail was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen him since 1913. But yeah, no. You saw him in 84. You saw him in 84. So yeah. Hasn't been a long time, Dan. You saw him back then.
Did we really need a Wonder Woman prequel? I mean, and Wonder Woman 84. We couldn't just have a straight up sequel.
We didn't need 84. We needed Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah.
Set in the modern day. We didn't need that. We didn't need 84. Like, why? Because again, it just cuts the continuity in half. It cuts the canon. You know? We were made to believe that Diana hasn't seen Steve Trevor since 1913 when the war ended. So why are we seeing him in 84? And why has it never been addressed in any other movie? Because in any other movie, it was still canon that she hasn't seen him in 100 years. So why are we seeing him again? It's so fucking dumb. Dumb concept to begin with. Just dumb.
Ah, shit. But there was with the wish granting stone, as the guy with who grants wishes as the main villain. Is that
Pedro?
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. You think he worked as the main villain?
Yeah, he had charm. Good actor. Good performance, given that he had very little to work with. Yeah, he was good. But shit movie, good actor.
And who's that actress? She's on SNL. She played Cheetah in Wonder Woman 84. You think she?
Yeah,
I was surprised when she because she's mostly a comedy actor. So I'm like,
yeah,
really?
She was pretty good.
Like,
especially in the trailer. Like the trailer, she was like very serious. Like, oh, okay, look at you,
dude.
Look at you, wig. See, and the thing is, if that wasn't a bad movie, I definitely could have seen her career really launching off. But unfortunately, it wasn't a good movie. So,
yeah, she could have gotten some action roles here and there.
Yeah, because again, I think I first realized that she was pretty serious, or she had the capacity to be. In The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah. I mean,
that was a good movie.
That movie was actually pretty good, man. I didn't know Ben Stiller could do that. Shit.
And it's deep, dude. It's just such a good movie. Yeah. Like, Stiller's a good director, dude. I've noticed this. He really is a good director. There's a series that he has on Apple TV. It's called Severance.
Yeah,
it's a very good show.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool too because he also this is his second collaboration with Adam Scott, because he's the main guy, obviously. And again, Adam Scott was also in Walter Mitty.
Oh yeah. He replaced John Cusack in Hot Tub Time Machine, which was weird in the sequel. Yeah. It was weird though.
Yeah, but yeah, Stiller is very underrated, I feel.
Yeah.
But that's Hollywood.
You know that he was in Mystery Men back in '99. You know they initially offered him a chance to direct, but he turned them down.
Yeah. It's good. It's funny to me because Stiller mostly he wanted to be a director.
Yeah. I mean, you think the movie would have been better if he was behind the camera?
Maybe.
Okay, wait. Before, let me ask you this: is Mystery Man a good movie?
It's a 60 out of 100. It's a 60.
Yeah, it's pretty campy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Batman and Robin, but it's pretty campy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the charm.
With there was an odd cameo in there. Like I was watching it one time, and then it was the main guy, Jeffrey Rush, who was talking to like this team of villains he'd assembled, and then it cuts to like this football team, and Michael Bay is in there. Like, what the? That legit fucked with me for a second. I was like, wait, is that Michael Bay? Like, it is. I'm like, wait a minute. If y'all were worried about like who would direct this shit, he's right there. Michael Bay is right fucking there. Ask him. Just.
But also, what I like about like Mystery Man is that when you think of that benstiller vibe, that like when he does lean into comedy, it's very, it's quick, it's fast paced, and it works. I immediately think of like Zoolander vibes.
Yeah,
Immediately
it fits, man.
Yeah.
But like him as like Mr. Furious, I think it is. It works because he ain't that guy. He really isn't that guy. And so to see him play that guy, it's like, damn, like he can act. Shit.
Yeah.
Initially they wanted him to play the guy with all the forks and shit.
Yeah.
That would have been wrong, dude.
Oh, definitely. But like, what do you think is his best movie?
His best movie? My favorite? Directing. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That's because he directed and started, and I love that movie. It's awesome, man. It's just,
dude, like it's so deep. I really love that movie. Like
just,
it has meaning.
It's not just the dude imagining crazy shit happening and not actually experiencing it. It's like, it's okay to imagine shit. The message is like, you can imagine things all you want, but every now and then you do have to go out and take that step.
Go back into reality.
Yeah.
And just accept life for what it is. Because again, a lot of it was like, I think the issues that people deal with, just that whole thing of like escapism and refusing to face reality and refusing to progress in your life because you think if you do, you will miss out on these, very, very contained instances of like small possibilities. Like think of a struggling movie star, right?
Yeah.
If they have a very, very, very decent job offer and they don't want to take it because, I'm still thinking about being an actor one day. I'm still thinking about this and thinking about that, thinking about my Oscar, thinking about this. The more you wait, the more life just comes by. Like the more life passes you. And it's not a good thing to accept, to participate in. At some point, at least go forward with life. Keep your ambitions, but still progress in life. You can't be stagnant. And I love that the lesson in the movie was like, he took that chance at last, he took it, and it felt like he was going to fail, but he succeeded either way. But at the same time, it was a lesson of just at least accept the things you cannot change, but still progress forward.
Yeah.
And just don't stay in that position. Because, you lose out on so much life.
Oh, shit.
It was a beautiful movie. I loved it.
Jeez, man. Talk about... Yeah, it definitely is, dude. Oh, goddamn. Some feel-good shit right there, man. Like, that'd definitely be a feel-good moment to end on, man. Like, final thoughts, dude? I mean, I'm not wrapping you up if you don't want to, but like, I mean, we keep talking, but like...
it's funny. Tropic Thunder has become a cult classic now. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not weird.
No, it's weird because in this day's culture, that movie would never get made. If they did it today, RDJ would be canceled. Like, just...
Yeah. It's a cult classic.
Dude. Shit.
Yeah, I think it's definitely... It's just the element of... It's like that sort of Hollywood double standard / hypocrisy. Like, okay, there are certain things that we will never watch again, but this is an exception that everyone agrees upon, And it's like that collective hypocrisy. Like, oh yeah, oh wow, blackface, oh my god. But yeah, it's a good movie. And it speaks directly about that issue. You know, that whole thing of, okay, but it's a dude, dressed as a dude. So it's like, yeah, and there's like a multi-layered, and again, obviously people, I guess the people who are a bit more surface level, they don't see it like that. They just see it as RDJ, blackface, bad, cancelled. But that's the point. Like, the point is, he sees no issue in what he's doing, and yeah, like I appreciate that message, I guess.
Yeah, I remember seeing that Joe Rogan episode with Robert Downey Jr. on it, and he was talking about like when he initially read the script, he turned it down, cause like the moment he saw like his character had to put on blackface, he put the script down and he didn't want to read anymore. But his wife actually like read the rest of it and she thought it was funny as fuck. So
yeah, because like he called Jamie. I think Jamie did an interview with like Joe Rogan about like just like when he got that script and he got that call, and he was like, man, that shit is funny as hell. Just do it. Trust me. And it paid off. It paid off. You know.
Yeah. I think the reason most people didn't focus so much on RDJ was down to Ben Stiller and like the simple Jack character that he was playing. Yeah, that took the most heat in terms of like oh, he's making fun of like the mentally disabled. Like, no, he's playing a dude who's playing a mentally disabled dude. It's
exactly.
Shit.
Good stuff on Ben Stiller, man. That's a good director.
Yeah. Although I felt
do you
like
think Ben
do I think Ben?
Do you think he did like a Marvel movie?
Oof. Oh, what character though, man?
I mean, it's quite beyond his range.
I mean, it'd have to be pretty obscure so he could kind of do what he wanted with the character. But yeah.
The Russos were doing Community before they did Age of.
Before
they did. Yeah, like that's crazy. They were TV directors who were doing a show about university staff, and they went from that to Civil War. Damn. I mean, there's definitely precedent behind a director who you don't think will pay off, and it pays off.
Yeah. What the hell? I looked up.
It's kind of the opposite because it's funny.
Yeah.
Because with Chloe had so much hype. You know,
she won an Oscar and everything. Just.
You know, the news outlets were talking about her. She was getting interviews, and then her movie sucks. It's literally the lowest rated Marvel movie. So that's what I love. That you take a director who you don't think will, make it bang, and he makes it bang. Taika came. They were like, I'm not sure about this guy. And look at him. He gives us the biggest Thor movie, box office wise and commercial wise. So it's like, yeah, man, trust in these unknowns. Trust in them. Because the minute you rest on your laurels and you cast a fresh off their Oscar director, they might disappoint you.
Yeah. And
now we have a good example of that, Chloe Zhao. I mean, shame, man, she's a good director, but the MCU was not her speed.
Yeah. She did really good in the talking scenes where the characters really got together and they shared their problems and they realized hey, we gotta do something to stop this or whatever. Or they ask questions like, why did you leave? Or like what are we really here for? Whatever. Those were all right. Those were pretty good. Yeah. It's the action that I'm just like, this doesn't feel like your forte.
I did cringe when Cersei and who's this guy?
Icarus.
Cersei, Icarus fucked. That dialogue before was kind of cringe.
Dude, I mean, how you gonna have a PG-13 sex scene? I remember reading that. First Marvel movie to have a sex scene. I'm just like, that's what we get. I mean, I get it's PG, but damn.
Yeah, very, very, very vanilla.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Man, what can we do? Anyway, I got it. Like, what about Khazar, the dude from like the Savage Land? It's like there's this place in the center of the earth where like dinosaurs still roam, and that's where you get like Sauron. And in there, there's this dude Khazar. You know, he's like living amongst them. He's basically Marvel's Tarzan. If Marvel came up with Tarzan, this is what that shit would be. He's got like a pet saber tooth and shit. Yeah, he's pretty obscure. Like, I think Ben Stiller could do him like.
How's about this? How's about a Nova movie?
Ben Stiller and nope. Really?
You Nova?
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, he's got a jokey side to him. It could work. I mean.
And serious.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like Ben is really good at telling an underdog tale. Underdog tale, I mean multimedia, you know. Yeah. Underdog tale. I can definitely see Nova being an underdog tale. Because again, it's like, you know, who will take him seriously?
Wait. What if he went to DC and did Plastic Man? That could work.
Oh, I can see that.
Ben Stiller's Plastic Man. Like that? I'd watch that. Yeah. I don't want to see him turning into a car or nothing. That'd be fucking wonky, man.
Lots of comedy.
Yeah.
With copious context of just tragedy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could definitely work.
Ben can back that out quite well.
Ben Stiller's Plastic Man. Shit. I could definitely see it. I mean, I remember asking you back in the day, like, yo, you think we could ever do a live action, like, Adventure Time? And you were like, no. Like, I was like, why not? Because, dude, imagine a live action dog stretching out into a car. And then I was like, ah, shit. And then you're like, that's probably why we're not getting a live action Plastic Man either. Because he also does the car thing. I was like, ah, shit.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We had Fantastic Four. 2 of them. A human stretching isn't as scary as a dog stretching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of, but remember that, remember Brave and the Bold? Batman Brave and the Bold. There was, dude, Plastic Man, like, exploded at one point. Like, and then, like, pieced himself back together. He did all this wacky shit. Like, he ate gold bricks and then, like, fired them out of his mouth like a fucking machine gun. That works in a cartoon. I remember you saying, like, that works in a cartoon, but if you were to do that in reality, it would be fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and just extremely just visceral and gory and yuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you'd have to. It would probably only work if it had the tone of like a Suicide Squad type thing. Obviously, I'm talking about the gun one.
Yeah.
That's the only way work.
Yeah, I could see that. Like Plastic Man going up against like the kite, his mortal enemy, Kite Man. Also, how the fuck does that work? You are Plastic Man. How is your mortal enemy Kite Man? Just it doesn't seem to match up. Like, cause normally a mortal enemy is the polar opposite. So just like, dude, this doesn't make sense. Same thing with the Flash and Captain Boomerang. How is dude even a threat? Ain't you the fastest man alive? Like,
it's just weird. DC has weird, like, I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I remember, dude, there was this moment where you kind of shat on Deathstroke for a bit. You're like, man, I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want to see this dude, because I remember you said, any guy who can't take on Robin and the Teen Titans would get his ass kicked if he took on Batman.
Yeah, like even the whole thing of like Brother Blood. I don't want to see that shit live action. Get the fuck out of here, Brother Blood. Jeez, hell no.
Oh, dude.
especially his questionable relationship with a certain Teen Titan.
Oof. Yeah.
Exactly.
That.
Yep.
There's so many things in comics that wouldn't work nowadays. Just. Yeah.
Oh my God! They should never show us the Judas contract.
No. What's a story that you absolutely never want to see adapted? Like, there are so many stories we'd like to adapt, but what's one that you're like, nope, we can do without this?
I think the death of Jason Todd.
Really? Didn't that like already happen in because in BVS there was a suit that was like, haha, joke's on you, Batman. Like, didn't that already happen?
Just the whole gory aspect of his death, the crowbar.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I don't think that belongs in a superhero movie, a comic movie. I don't. Because it's literally a grown man beating a defenseless child to death. Unapologetically. And the hero, who we think is going to save the boy in peril, does not arrive in time. And the boy dies. That's, to me, the worst combination of any superhero comic storyline that can ever be brought to the forefront. That's just straight up murder. There's no beauty in it. There's no action or suspense. It's just murder. It's kidnapping and murder. Yeah. And I don't want to see it. I don't.
I hate that they keep alluding to it like it's a minor thing. Like in Suicide Squad, there was the thing when it showed Harley's like details. It at the bottom in like tiny writing it said, "Witnessed the murder of Robin." And I was like, oh, like wait, that actually happened? Like it's just a minor detail. Like no, this is fucking murder. Like just I get it, people die in the comics, but this is brutal. Shit.
Yeah.
And even you remember in Justice League, Joker was like, oh, like tear up this card and I'll tell you about how you sent a boy wonder to do a man's job. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Like Robin is essentially a punchline, man. Just.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, and again, it's just the whole thing of using that in such a weird way.
Personally, the one story I never want to see adapted is All-Star Batman by Frank Miller. There's so much, dude. Frank Miller wrote The Dark Knight Returns, and I respect the fuck out of that story. So they tapped him again, like, hey, do this other Batman story, All-Star Batman. You can do whatever you want. What he does, dude, Batman is a dick. Holy shit, he disses every member of the fucking Justice League. He's like, Green Lantern ain't shit. If he was a real man, he'd give me that fucking ring and I'd do some damage with it. He fucks Black Canary on the hood of the Batmobile, and there's like, he says so many times, like Batman says like, I'm Batman, like whatever. This version of Batman is like, I'm the goddamn Batman, like everything. It's like why are you, like what are you? 'Cause I'm the goddamn Batman. Every single time, all caps, I'm the goddamn Batman. Just, that would never work. Can you imagine fucking Pattinson doing that shit? It would be so cringy.
Very, very, very cringe.
Oh, damn. Jeez, man. But that is a story I do not want to see. Fuck. All due respect to Frank Miller. Because he did Sin City, Daredevil, all this shit. Dark Knight Returns. But hey, man, we all gotta fuck up sometime.
Yeah, you can't always have like a seamless streak.
Yeah.
Can't always.
Hell, even Feige hit that at one point. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Feige was there since the early days of Marvel.
Yeah, he was there since X-Men, which means he was there for Daredevil and.
He definitely had the missteps, but I love that they informed him on how to do things right.
Yeah.
He learned from that.
Dude.
Good guy, Frank. Good man.
Good guy. The Marvel Knights was the thing. That was the studio back in the day. It didn't say for stories like The Punisher and Ghostrider and them. It didn't say in association with Marvel. It said Marvel Knights because that was the
Yeah.
comic run that they were doing. Like with all these characters sharing their like intimate universe, they were the Marvel Knights. Like that was a nice touch. What was kind of a nicer touch was that, get this, Ghost Rider, Daredevil, and the freaking Punisher movie, the first one with Thomas Jane, were all directed by the same dude. I didn't know this. Like, the same dude. All 3 movies, 3 different characters with their each distinct feel. Like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. It still worked.
Yeah, Nick Cage was a pretty solid casting choice as Ghost Rider, dude. He brought a craziness to the character. Just, yeah.
Exactly. Funny Blaze. Like,
yeah.
I would see him again. I would. Thing is, he's a bit old now.
Yeah. I would like to see him so he could pass on like the mantle to the dude from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so things like Donnie something. Donnie Ray.
Yeah. I remember at first, like, we were kind of skeptical because this one had a car. I was like, he's got a car. Like, Ghost Rider has a bike, not a car, man. Like, just like, but then I saw the show, dude rubbed off on me. You know, I dig it. And it's a muscle car,
and
so
also,
like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it also helps that it's a muscle car. It's not like a, like a pickup truck or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Fucking Ghost Rider riding a Tesla. Just.
Like, it fits the character. It fits.
Yeah. Oh, shit, man. Such good. Hey, memories, man. Like, I kind of envy our kids in one way because they'll be able to, like, watch the MCU. Fuck the MCU, like, superhero movies, like, from early 2000s all the way till Endgame. And, like, they'll be able to binge that shit if they want to. They don't have to wait years like we did.
Yeah, they'll be watching Spider-Man 4, Doctor Strange, and, The Living Tribunal, and all these other sequels that are to come. And they will experience the beauty that we experienced 20 years prior.
Yeah.
That's literally like parents in the early 2000s just sort of putting their kids onto Star Wars.
Yeah. With those
that's
prequels,
why you have
yeah.
these Star Wars fans who are like our age. And yeah, because their parents put them on. Their parents were those same teenagers, young adults as we are now. And we will be those same parents. It's pretty cool to not think about.
Yeah. I remember like Muhammad telling me that like his dad was telling him like how back in the day, like they went to go see Back to the Future in the cinema. And, like even like then it was a big deal. It wasn't like, oh, the movie was good and it became a classic. No, it was a big deal even back in the day. They went to go see it. Like, I want that feeling. Like, just like to be able to say like, son, back in the day, like me and my friends, we all went to see Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, really? Like, just like,
exactly.
Yeah, man.
And for me, it's crazy to think about because, like, I watch these movies on, like, Image or whatever, and my dad's like, I see that. I'm like, nigga, how did you see it during our party? Like, no, we had our cinemas. I was like, oh, damn, that's crazy. Like, Back to the Future, Breakfast Club, Terminator. Like, he saw these things in the cinema. And for me, yes, I do expect that adults saw it in the past. But for our context, we're in South Africa, so, like, you were under apartheid.
That's difficult.
So, all these movies, I did not expect my father to have seen in the cinemas, but he did. And I'm just like, oh, shit. That's so weird to think about. To, like, you actually watched when it came out. Like, even Batman 89 he watched. I'm like, what the fuck? When did you watch any of this? But, like, he watched it. I'm like, oh, damn. That's so weird to think about. That you actually went to the cinema and bought a ticket to Batman 89.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because, you would think that niggas, like, got nothing. Like, we were really just given nothing to, I guess,
enjoy.
Like we got no malls, we got no cinemas, we got no, all we got was just like a couple of slums in the Forced Removals Act and subpar education. But yeah, I know we had some cinemas, so like that's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, bioscope. Yeah.
Yeah, Bioscope. That's why they call it Bioscope. Illusion Bioscope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that channel no longer exists?
Yeah. DSTV's been doing some sort of an overhaul lately.
Yeah, a lot of channels are gone.
I wouldn't
Vuzu and them.
know,
Yeah.
because I don't watch DSTV anymore. I'm mostly just Netflix or like Disney Plus shows. Because even Disney Plus is coming out in May. But I'm not. See, I might subscribe.
Really?
I'm not sure. Because the thing is, any of their things, I can watch on like F9. I really do want that quality.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Because the thing is, dude, I've got Netflix, I've got Spotify, I've got Apple Music, I've got YouTube Premium. But most of it is a student discount. That's what I love. I love the fact that we've gotten to a point where they're giving out these discounts. Because again, obviously in America they come a dime a dozen. But in South Africa it's not like it's pretty rare. Like a YouTube Premium student discount only came a month ago. Like it's brand new to the country, and I got it. Because again, why would I pay 100 rand when I can pay 41 rand? You know.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I do hope that Disney Plus comes out with a student plan eventually, just like Netflix. Because Netflix, the mobile plan, was kind of like a student plan, kind of. It's like $40 as opposed to 99 and whatnot. But obviously, since I'm using it on my laptop and my phone and my iPad, I have to get the one that's 120 so I can watch it on talking. So I can play it on every single screen, including the TV. Yeah. But yeah, YouTube Premium and all of that, that's a student plan. Apple Music, student plan.
Wait, what an age of innovation we are living in, man. Like, just, and things can only get better from here.
Even HBO Max is coming into the country.
Oh, hell yeah. Anyway, circling back, 10 years from now, when Will Smith's ban ends and he's allowed back at Oscars events, you know, like, you think it'll be like welcome back with open arms, or it'll just be like, oh, he's back, you know, time served, whatever?
I think if Will does well in these next 10 years, it'll be a welcome back, like, you know, suck up. They're all mooching, you know, they're all schmoozing. But if he stays relatively low key, they won't celebrate his return. Because you know how it is, dude. Everyone hates you until you're successful, and then they're like, "Oh, hey man, remember me? Hey, what's up? What you doing?"
Yeah, I know.
That's exactly how. If Will does so great to the point where maybe he gets a Golden Globe and he gets a BAFTA or he gets a this and that, then that, you know, all of that, I guess that good. What's the point? I mean, what's the word? All of that.
Goodwill, yeah.
Yeah. No pun intended. All of that goodwill. It will make them be like, oh, hey, Will, remember us? You know, hey, we have to give you an honorary Lifetime Achievement Award. And he'll say, no thanks. I'm good. I'll come, but I'm thanks. You know, I'm good. Yeah.
Can you really turn those down, though? I mean, it's recognizing your whole career. But like,
if you hate them enough, you probably can. Just be like, fuck you, I don't want it. I'll come to your show, though, but fuck you.
Yeah.
I feel like you can definitely pull that.
Yeah. Yeah, will you, if he does that, will he regain some of your, like, respect, like, that he's lost over the years?
I think these next 10 years are integral. And what I want the most is obviously for him to separate from Jada, but he won't do that. He won't. But I just feel like this is Will Smith's, I guess, second chance in terms of leave her and make your Hollywood resurgence. Yes, you have an Oscar, but it came at a price.
Yeah.
But obviously, King Richard was the start of your comeback. So leave Jada and make your proper comeback and produce or star in or direct hit after hit after hit, you know?
Yeah.
Do that and come back in 10 years as a fully accomplished actor. One of the greats. You know, go down as like Denzel. Like you're not quite there yet, but
He'll be
There's
there.
still time.
There's still time, yeah.
These next 10 years are crucial.
Yeah,
They're
man.
really crucial.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got on the matter, and
That's perfectly fine, Doug.
yeah. And as always, man, it was great talking to you. I mean, we could fill hours, man. Like, we really can. We started at what, like 5 or some shit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then the call ended, I mean, pick up again.
But yeah, man, I'm glad to hear, always glad to hear from you. Next time, we'll definitely be in the aftermath of witnessing Multiverse of Madness. We'll definitely have...
we will be breaking that down to the very still.
Reams and reams of hours, man. You remember that, dude, we talked for 4 hours about just Batman. Like, just Batman. And that's its own thing, its own isolated story. Dude.
We're gonna come with, like, just our A game of just analyzing and breaking down.
And
we're gonna be better than you. Like Eric Voss, we're gonna be better.
I would go that far, but like it'll be better than the No Way Home, because all 3 of us will be like in that space.
Because was like post, it was like shock more.
Yeah.
Like there was so much and just so much to digest. You were lost in that. You were lost in the whole thing of holy shit, what did we just see?
Yeah.
Did we see Tobey Maguire? What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But I feel like now that we've been initiated to it, the possibility of people coming back, we won't be as shocked in Multiverse. Obviously, we will be excited and shocked, but not to that same degree.
You remember, because after seeing No Way Home, we were talking about everything. We were like, dude, like I thought we were gonna see Kingpin, and then we were talking about Hawkeye, and then like this and that and this and that. We were kind of all over the place. But once like dude saw it, and it was like a couple hours later, we'd cooled a bit, and we were like, we could properly focus in on it. Like, oh yeah, there's this, and this, and we could give like our concise thoughts.
Yeah. So I feel like we'll definitely be better acclimated towards being ready to do that.
Yeah.
Get your James McAvoy's, get ready for Patrick Stewart's.
Yeah, we've been
get
primed.
Yeah. Exactly. Even your what's his face. Get ready for your Fassbenders. Just get ready.
For your Tom Cruise Iron Man. Just
exactly. Just prepare. Because again, I mean, I won't say that I was doubting, but I really wasn't sure that like Toby and them would really be in it. I mean, I lost my shit when I saw Andrew. I was like, nah, Toby is definitely in this. And it was just like so many leaks about it, but we still didn't believe it because we just don't know. We don't know,
Yeah.
We didn't want to get Mephisto'd. You see,
I think that was it.
We didn't want to get Mephisto'd again, so it was very hard to believe anything at that point. But hey, it came true. So yes, hopefully we don't completely lose our shit. I mean, we might. We see Patrick with his full face in it. They might de-age him slightly, or they might not. Doesn't really matter. He looks phenomenal for his age. But obviously we're gonna freak out, but not as hard as we did. Not because the movie isn't good, because we're ready. We're ready for anything at this point.
Yeah. And hey, well, gotta go now, man. Getting like those data warnings and shit. But like, as always, hey, the struggle is real, man.
I want Wi-Fi. Let me not keep you. I want Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Anyway,
alright,
yeah.
Easy.
As always, great conversation, and you can't have dill bread without dildo.